Wanted to talk about some frequently asked questions regarding state agency rulemaking notifications. So the first question is, are executive branch state agencies required to notify state legislators about rulemaking projects? Yes, in California's government code that contains the Administrative Procedure Act, APA, it imposes a number of duties and responsibilities on executive branch state agencies and departments. Does a legislator have to be notified about a rulemaking related to their legislation? Yes, in Government Code Section 11017.5, it says that when a statute is enacted that establishes either a new program or it requires interpretation, then the state agency responsible for that program or regulatory action is required 6 months after the operative date or the effective date of the statute to issue what's called a clear and concise summary of the actions taken to implement the statute, and that notification goes to the author of the original statute. Does the state agency have to make any other notifications? Yeah, in addition to the bill's author, the state agency has to issue the same clear and concise summary to the policy committees in each house of the legislature that considered the statute. And if the statute was considered by the fiscal committee of either house, then they also have to send it to the joint legislative budget committee, as well as the two appropriations committees of the legislature. What other notifications are required by the state agency? Well, in Government Code Section 11017.5, it also requires the state agency responsible for the program or the regulatory action to send copies of all regulations proposed to implement the statute, as well as notice of any hearings to be held on those regulations to the author of the statute. Are there notifications reflected in the annual rulemaking calendar? Yes, in Government Code 17.6, every state agency that is responsible for implementing a statute to prepare by January 30th of each year a rulemaking calendar for that upcoming year. And the state agencies are required to send that rulemaking calendar to the author of each statute enacted during the previous year, along with an explanation of the priority that the agency has given the particular statute in its rulemaking calendar. And finally, when are these notification requirements imposed? When were they? These provisions have been in California statute since 1981.